Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. My name is Thomas Hunt, and here's what's happening today in Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin is down 4.82% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 30,588. A high of 32,971 and a low of 29,283. That's $1 for 3,267 Satoshis. Volume was at 13,250 Bitcoins changing hands, while the market continues to lean long, with 90% of the market heading that direction. Bitcoin dominance was at 61%. As Bitcoin ETFs stall, a new $180 million crypto trust goes public. There are many quirks to Bitcoin investing, but one of the biggest ones is that regulators have refused to approve an exchange-traded fund that holds the digital currency. In the absence of an ETF, which investors use as a cheap and easy way to get exposure for various assets, companies have turned to workarounds in the form of trusts to offer Bitcoin to the stock market. The latest example is 9 Point Partners, a Canadian fund that went public after raising $180 million from private investors. After receiving regulatory approval earlier this month, the firm listed its shares on the Toronto Stock Exchange on Wednesday. 9 Point follows the example of Grayscale, which pioneered the model of creating a trust dedicated to buying Bitcoin and then selling shares in that trust in return for a commission. 9 Point is storing the Bitcoin backing the trust with Gemini, the New York-based cryptocurrency firm run by the Winklevoss twins. Scaramucci says the GameStop saga is positive for Bitcoin. Democratization of trading bodes well for crypto. Take the age of the micro-investor seriously, warns Scaramucci. The number of growing retail traders sidestepping Wall Street to power rallies in stocks like GameStop points to a positive backdrop for Bitcoin, according to Anthony Scaramucci. That's because the phenomenon exemplifies financial decentralization, the guiding idea behind Bitcoin. Smartphones and low-cost trading are democratizing the formerly insular and highly concentrated business of money management. The activity in GameStop, he said, is more proof of concept that Bitcoin is going to work. How are you going to beat that decentralized crowd? That, to me, is more affirmation about decentralized finance. And finally, Bitcoin drops below $30,000 ahead of Federal Reserve rate announcement. Bitcoin and global equities are trading lower, while the anti-risk U.S. dollar is climbing ahead of a Federal Reserve meeting later today that may inject volatility into financial markets. The number one cryptocurrency by market value is trading near $29,500 at press time, representing a near 10% drop on the day. European stocks and futures tied to the S&P are flashing moderate losses. The dollar index, however, which tracks the greenback's value against major fiat currencies, is hovering near 90.40, representing a 0.3% gain. The Federal Reserve is expected to leave the interest rate near unchanged, near zero, and maintain its liquidity-boosting bond purchasing plan at around $120 million a month. If so, the status quo decision would be unlikely to elicit much of a reaction from the markets, Bitcoin included. However, if stocks and Bitcoin would drop and the dollar likely draws bids, if Fed Chairman Jerome Powell hints at a gradual unwinding of stimulus programs, BTC may face selling pressure if Powell signals an early taper. Darius Sitt, co-founder and managing partner at Singapore-based QCP Capital, told CoinDesk. Bitcoin, considered by many a hedge against monetary and physical imprudence, has moved largely in opposition to the dollar index since the March market's crash. Some may anticipate an early exit from stimulus given that market-based measures of long-term inflation expectations have recently risen above the Fed's 2% target, while the U.S. and global economy is now seen to be recovering at a faster rate. Exciting stuff. Let's check the price one more time. The price of Bitcoin is $30,532. That's down 5.52% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 30,506, a high of 32,971, and a low of 29,283. That's $1 for 3,275 Satoshis. Thanks so much for joining us. Give us a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. There's no power, there's no heat in my house. So I'm trying to do this show on my phone. So thanks so much for dealing with us. Hopefully we'll have power and heat and all those things again tomorrow. Until next time, bye-bye.